Hello and welcome to Blink Speak. I'm your host, Brigadier Rakesh Bhatia. Following our previous episode on Battle of Lashan, one of our viewers had requested us to cover the technique of answering a question. In today's episode, we will try and give you a model answer to what we had covered in the previous episode. As a part of introduction, you may say that the 1984 operations and subsequent reforms were significant turning point for the PLA. The lessons learned during these engagements were a catalyst which led to comprehensive modernization process that continues even today. PLA today is more capable and technologically advanced military force which is better prepared to address the diverse challenges of modern warfare. The 84 Battle of Lysholn, as covered in the previous episode, was as close as it can get to being the second lesson which China was threatening Vietnam with. Though China had outnumbered the Vietnamese, but PLA failed to seize Haigang, the province in Vietnam. PLA once again could not penetrate deeper than about 5 kilometers into Vietnam. The Chinese attack did not draw off any Vietnam forces from Cambodia, nor did it force any change in Vietnam policy towards Cambodia. The 1984 operation, however, significantly impacted PLA. As we had said in the previous episode, it led to reorganizing and reconfiguring PLA for times to come. PLA learned to carry out prolonged struggle in order to impose its will on Vietnam. The answer proper can begin with giving a small background to 1984 operation of Lysholn, where you can say that the conflict had originated due to territorial dispute and political differences. Talk about Sino-Vietnamese War, which started in February and finished in March. However, the border skirmishes, even after withdrawal of PLA, continued and culminated in significant clashes in 1984. Also mention that these clashes took place in the border region of Guangxi and Yunnan provinces in China and Haigang province in Vietnam. One thing was very clear after the operation, both the Chinese and the Vietnamese forces were trying to gain control of strategic high ground, that is, hills in and around Lysholn. The PLA launched extensive artillery bombardment and carried out infantry assaults to capture key positions. This shows that PLA had learned the importance of gaining strategic high ground in mountains. Till 1984, PLA was not prepared to fight in high altitude. However, operations in the rugged mountainous border region highlighted the challenges of high altitude warfare to the PLA leadership. It needed specialized training and equipment for such environment. PLA also carried out a tactical adjustment where they no longer went into human wave, but observing the effectiveness of Vietnamese defensive tactics, which included extensive use of tunnels and bunker, PLA carried out improvement in infantry tactics. They started giving more focus on close quarters combat and bunker busting techniques. Logistics and supply was a nightmare of PLA forces in the previous version of the operations in 1979. However, there was a tremendous improvement because the leadership realized the importance of efficient supply lines and support system. The PLA, no doubt, invested in better logistic planning and infrastructure to support extended operations in remote areas like Laishaw. Talking about reforms in the PLA post 1984, the response can be divided into a number of subheads, which include organizational reform. In organizational reform, the first action that was taken was reducing the troop number. The aim was to create a leaner and more efficient force. PLA also felt the need for rapid deployment capability of few of its units. Hence, they created rapid reaction units which were more mobile and versatile. RRUs continued in the PLA's formation till as recent as 2015. However, now they have been renamed as SOF battalions. Technologically advanced weaponry was acquired by PLA. They also started investing in ability to produce better weaponry, including artillery, tanks, and aircraft indigenously. They also imported technology and collaborated with foreign countries to modernize its arsenal. This exercise is going on even today. The 1984 operations highlighted the importance of electronic warfare and communication. PLA invested heavily in developing sophisticated electronic warfare capabilities and also improved its overall command and control systems. There was work which was done in training and doctrine arena also, wherein the training program evolved was depending on real world combat experiences, which underscored the need for more realistic and rigorous training. The PLA implemented these programs that simulated actual combat conditions more closely. Prior to 1984, PLA had failed miserably in launching combined arms. They did not do so in 1950s operations in Korea nor in 1962 war with India. However, 1984 saw a tremendous improvement in this discipline where they developed doctrines that emphasized on joint operation, integrating infantry, armor, artillery, and air support. As far as strategic and political shifts are concerned, PLA focused on regional stability. They also realized that in order to keep their core secured, they have to ensure security of China's restricted borders. PLA enhanced its border defense capabilities and maintained a stronger military presence in border regions. In fact, border defense regiments and coastal defense regiments were created, which exist even today. The experience in Vietnam influenced China's diplomatic strategies as well. China realized the importance of maintaining stability in its regional environment and sought to balance military readiness with diplomatic engagements to prevent future conflicts. Another area where PLA invested was in improving the civil military relations. There was a closer alignment with national policy objectives. Military strategies were integrated with broader economic and political goals, reflecting a holistic approach to national security. Immediately after 1984, under Deng, PLA embarked on modernization and reform. PLA began transiting from a large conscript-based force to a more professional, technically proficient military. A lot of work had gone into evolving training and doctrine. PLA recognized deficiencies in the existing training and combat readiness. More rigorous and realistic training programs were evolved, and development of new doctrine which suited the modern warfare were also evolved. Technology upgrades, PLA improved the type of weapon and equipment which they were using. The Maoist phenomena of men over weapon was discarded. PLA began to focus on acquiring and developing more advanced technology, including better artillery, armored vehicles, and aircraft. About information and communication, we have spoken about in one of the previous slides. However, it suffices to say that PLA identified the need for better command, control, communication, and intelligence, C3I. The PLA also invested in improving its communication systems and information warfare capabilities. PLA carried out structural reorganization, wherein command structure was reworked. All the weaknesses that were noticed in 1979, followed by 1984, were addressed. Reforms were launched to streamline the chain of command and improve operational efficiency. Our viewers will recall in one of the previous episodes, we had covered that during Mao, the rank structure of PLA was removed. Our viewers can imagine how can an army function when there is nobody to give orders or to follow the leaders. As I had mentioned, PLA also reorganized the need for specialized unit which were capable of rapid deployment and operations in different terrain. This led to formation and enhancement of special forces like rapid reaction units. The biggest strategic and tactical lessons that was learned was how to deal with guerrilla warfare and have an effective border defense. The PLA improved its strategies for border defense as well as counterinsurgency operations. Having realized the importance of combined arms operation, PLA started coordinating operations between different branches of military. It became evident during 1984 war itself. And today, PLA has evolved that they have created wherein Army, Air Force, Navy, and Second RT are operating together under one theater commander. There were certain political and ideological shifts that were noticed, the biggest being change in civil military relations. Greater emphasis was paid on aligning military objective with national policy and strategy. Focus was also paid on ensuring regional stability. The conflicts influenced China's broader strategic outlook, emphasizing the importance of regional stability and the need for a capable and ready military force to protect Chinese national interests. Overall, the 1984 operations against Vietnam acted as a catalyst for carrying out significant reforms and modernization. It helped PLA to transform into a more capable and professional military force over the subsequent decades. With this, I come to the end of today's episode. I request you to please like, share, and comment. Keep working hard. All the best. Jai Hind.